Welcome to my channel. My next request is a Russian singer, and I'm going to not only try to pronounce his name, but also the name of the song. This is a first attempt for me to do Russian, okay? So forgive me if I screw it way up. Artyom, Grishanov, and Bra I Barat. I probably messed that up terrible. The English is Enemy at the Gates. And then it says / war in Ukraine. I don't know. Well, we'll see. Anyway, it says it has subtitles in English, so we'll see. Maybe it'll be good. Before we get into the video, though, I want to thank you for coming here. I want to thank you for supporting me. I want to thank you for the wonderful comments that you write and for the great requests that you make. I really do appreciate it. I always put the artist links in the description of their playlist so that you can support them. But if it's someone new like this and I don't have any more requests for him, then I'll put it in the description of the video. I always put the link to the song I'm reacting to in the description of the video, as well as link from Wikipedia for the song or the singer, whatever I can find that makes sense. And I always put the link to the reaction request form in the description of the video as well, so that you can request reactions. I don't take them from the comments. If you put a request in the comments, I'm going to reply with a link to the form so you can fill that out. That's how we do it here, okay? So this is Artyom Grishanov, and I'm not going to try that song name again. Enemy at the Gates.
Вон дом, видишь?
Твой дом?
Да, вон мой дом.
А вот там, вот рядом с телеконом.
Ага.
Вот там я живу.
Я здесь, потому что я защищаю свой дом от людей, которые пришли и указывают мне, как мне жить.
Когда я увидел, что начали гибнуть мирные люди, дети, начали по городам бомбить, я понял, что надо идти.
Как только к Донецку подошли, я тоже уже дома сказал: Мулечка, все, давай пакета, я погнал. А что делать? Надо же кому-то что-то защищать.
Это моя земля, у меня тут дочка, жена, внук, все здесь. Еще я должен кому-то что-то отдать. Я не я к ним пришел, они к нам пришли, бля.
Домой хочу вернуться, увидеть сестру, своих племянниц. Бывает, даже слезы падают. Я у них один остался.
Нас объявляют террористами. Извините меня, я ни разу в жизни не одел маску. А они, герои, как они называют себя, освободители, одевают маски и прячутся.
Ступать некуда. Наши семьи здесь, у нас за спиной.
Вот, так они вон уже где. Ну чё? Они уже напротив стреляют, пацаны.
Потому что мой дом раздолбает, мать в убежище постоянно живет, за хлебом боится выйти, что мне убивать?
Мы стояли и будем стоять здесь до конца.
На мой город опускается темная ночь, но светло как днем от залпов огня. Когда весь мир слеп и не хочет помочь, значит пришла в твой дом демократия.
Будьте вы прокляты все! Перестаньте стрелять!
Почему одна Россия только это видит?
Но мы живучие выживем, а ты сдохнешь, этот Порошенко! Я мира хочу, козлы вы все!
Слава героям, кто пришел с войной, унижать, убивать, забирать не свое. Кто сделал меня враждебной стороной, не учли одного, что я не оставлю город свой. Я приму смертельный бой, когда врагу
3 детей своих дома оставил, чтобы ты нахуй не пришел освободить их к твоим детям. Ты это понимаешь?
Мы взяли оружие после того, как вы приперлись нас убивать.
Ты присягу принимал, служить народу. Было такие слова, когда ты, сука, присяг? Я к народу, если ты, сука, его с танка хуяришь.
Девочку там распороли, женщине ногу оторвали. Объясни, для чего? Вас сюда звали?
30 малюток, нахуй, из них 20 мертвых. Мозги вот чуть-чуть есть, нахуй. Как я буду, блядь, своего ребенка в своем детском саде стрелять, нахуй? И вы в это верите, сука, дебилы, блядь.
Несправедливость, блокада, боль и холод, ничто не заставит нас сдаться. Мы скучаем по тем, кто покинул город, и гордимся теми, кто остался. Я не оставлю город свой, я приму смертельный бой, когда враг у ворот. Мне не надо свободы иной, я не вернусь домой, когда враг у ворот, когда враг у ворот, когда враг у ворот, когда враг у ворот.
Горит этот мост, слезал этот мост, бывает тоже степи. Опять мост, жена слезал, и гибнут наши дети. Идет нацист, ползет Орда, сметаем все живое. Прости нас, батюшка, земля, за что творят такое? И погорит врагам над власть, а вот не станет на колени. И будет мир, и будет мать, и будут бегать дети.
Okay. Wow. So maybe Artyom is Ukrainian, huh? I apologize for making that mistake. Wow. It's hard for me to comment about this stuff because I live so far away and I really don't know. I don't know what's going on. I know what I'm being told, but I don't know if what I'm being told is the truth. And that makes it really hard. I do know that the Ukrainians made up a big part of the Russian army back when Russia was the USSR. And it's struck me as odd that they would be fighting against what are basically their brothers, I think. I don't know. Maybe some of you can educate me. There's an old saying that truth is the first casualty of war. And that is truth. That is truth. Because when someone's losing, they don't want to admit they're losing. And when they're winning, they don't want to admit that they're killing people. And I don't know. I really don't know what the right course of action is. I don't. I don't know who's the good guys and who's the bad guys. I mean, I think what Putin has done is horrible. invading another country, but there's so much going on in that part of the world that I'm just completely ignorant about. And I can't, you know, the news that I get, I can't trust. So I can't really say who's right or wrong at this point. All I know is that a lot of people are dying, a whole lot. And that is a tragedy. And I wish I could just wave my hand and it would all be done and it'd be settled. But unfortunately, that's not how it works. And what too many people don't understand is that there is always a spiritual element behind every battle. The devil wants people dead. He doesn't care, you know, if they're Russian, Ukrainian, Korean, Chinese, American. He doesn't care. He wants them all dead. He wants to kill everyone. And so anytime he can get countries riled up into a war, he's just happy as a lark. And as Christians, we have to pray that freedom will reign, but also peace will reign. And we're not so stupid that we think that that can happen through the efforts of man. It can only happen through the efforts of God. Only God can bring true peace to the world. It's just such a sad, sad mess. Like I say, I wish I could wave my hand and make it all go away, but I can't. Gosh. I forgot to mention in that last video that the request was from someone who wrote, "Your Russian friend. Thank you for your service." That's the reason why I said that Artyom Grishanov was Russian. Now I don't know. From the song I would say he's probably Ukrainian, but then I don't understand why my Russian friend asked for it. And he also said, "Thank you for your service." And oh gosh, I'm telling you, that conflict, the losers are the people, that's for sure. The losers are the people on both sides. Young men dying. And for what? Some land. You know, I really need to talk about this because it's on my heart. This is an addendum to this video, because after I stopped it, I got to thinking about it, and I thought, I need to say more. I can't go into a lengthy explanation, but I can tell you that the United States did everything in its power to screw things up in Russia back in the 90s. If you Google a man named Bill Brower, you will hear all sorts of wonderful things about him, and they're all lies. Bill Brower cheated the Russians out of millions and millions of dollars. And it caused a rift between the U.S. and Russia that I think we still haven't gotten over. Our government sees Russia as the enemy, and I don't see Russia that way anymore. I mean, they were at one time, but I don't think they are now. I think they are just trying to, in some sense, survive the constant attacks by the United States. And I'm not talking about military attacks. I'm talking about subterfuge and evil and just, you know, our government has been so rotten for so long. And I don't blame the Russians for being mad at us. I mean, I'd be mad too if somebody did what we did to them. Basically caused their economy to collapse is what we did. I can't go into a lot of detail. I'm not prepared for it. And you can look it up online and you may be able to find it. It's been covered up by all kinds of propaganda and piles and piles and piles of cow dung from the United States. But the reason Putin is in power is because of what we did to Russia. When we could have reached out and been friends. So, to my Russian friend, thanking me for my service, I wish I could change the way things are between us, but I can't. And I just hope that the day can come when we can understand that Russians are people too. They're human beings just like everyone else in the world. And maybe their leadership is rotten, but so is ours. And so is the leadership of almost every nation on earth. They're all trying to steal our freedom. They're all trying to undermine their own countries for their own personal aggrandizement, for their own increase in their own wealth, at the expense of you and me. And it's wrong. And we need to stop it. I don't know if we're going to be able to stop it in the United States. I hope so. But you got the same problems in your country. So you're going to have to stop it yourself because we're too busy to go help other people. That's just the sad reality of it. In some ways, I wish I'd never seen that video, but I have. So I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I pray that God somehow is able to intervene in that conflict and stop the bloodshed and bring peace again to that region, and that people can begin to heal their lives. And it's just terrible. It's just terrible. This is the Vietnam era vet out.